now that the body is done, we're gonna cut out the eyes and the mouth, and then we'll get to making the pattern for the body and get the fabric on there. So first, we gotta cut the eyes. We gotta cut the eyes to the right size of the foam ball. So I got these styrofoam balls at Michael's. Yeah, Michael's. These are 2.9-inch foam balls. So all we really gotta do is make holes that aren't any bigger than 2.9. You want them to fit snugly, so you know, make sure they're smaller than, just a little smaller than 2.9. Alright, and when we cut out the mouth, I'm gonna make sure to, we're gonna actually use that foam for the teeth that's outlined here. Since it's perfectly shaped to glue back on after we paint it and everything. Go, we got the mouth. That's all cut out. Don't throw that away, because later we'll cut the teeth out and use that to make the real teeth. You can throw the eye sockets away. I drew in some of the dimple spots right here, right over there. I need to draw in the rest so where those go, and then we put in a piece of foam. I copied the dimple areas from the reference. Pretty simple stuff. Alright, to make life easy, but you know, it's a couple of dollars. I just bought, you know, the small foam balls from Michael's, and then I'll cut these down a little bit. That's a little too wide. I'll cut these down a little narrower. All right, let's make these dimples pretty short. So this stuff, if you use your barge on this stuff, it's just going to disintegrate. So, we can put some duct tape on it. And that should protect it. See, a little duct tape. And then just trim it. There you go. All the dimples. Here's the tiny one. All sticking nicely because we put that duct tape on there. Alright, now the pickle is ready. After we add all the dimples. See that? The extra details, guys. That's what we're here for. Alright, to speed up this tutorial process, I already have the patterns that I used for my first Pickle Rick here. So yes, basically we need a pattern to cut the fabric out at the right size and length. So we basically you have to wrap your entire pickle with cling wrap. You need your cling wrap. Grab your cling wrap. Grab your masking tape or duct tape. I like masking tape because it's cheaper. And we would cover this whole thing in cling wrap and masking tape. So what I did was I just used the masking tape for the top and the bottom, since those are the more complicated shapes. I mean, it's just a round shape. I know this pickle is actually a little longer than my first one, but it's exactly the same shape otherwise. So the mouth and the eyes and the armholes, they should all be the same size. So what I can do is, see, everything's lined up on the face on here. Works out pretty good. But yeah, what you're doing is covering it in cling wrap. And then I would just tape the bottom and the top, and then I just took some, your brown, like packaging. What is this, packaging paper? Or you can use just about anything that doesn't rip for the middle. Since it's just a tube and it's real simple, that'll work. But just get a material that's kind of pliable, that doesn't rip, to save you from masking this whole middle section off. So here we got our Yaya Han green stretch vinyl. This stuff is amazing. Very happy that I found it. If you didn't find this, then there's plenty of 4-way stretch span, like spandex or something. Make sure it's 4-way. If it's 2-way, you're gonna have some issues. It'll probably rip. I found that out the hard way when I first began. So 4-way. Look for 4-way stretch, and you should be fine. Alright, this is a really big pack. We don't want to mess it up. So, once again, go big, and if you go too big, you can cut more off. If you go too small, you're screwed. So, I'm going to make everything at least an inch wider for the seam. The inseam, is that the proper term? I don't even know. I just sew and I don't know anything. I don't know the actual jargon or anything. So yeah, I'm gonna make everything a little like an inch wider. I think I'm gonna make it even like 1.5 inches on the sides, because I technically made the pickle 3 inches wider. Just in case. But that'll probably be way too much, but just in case. Alright, let's cut this. Let's also mark, before we do this, I'm just going to mark where the eyes, I'm just going to put a little dot where the eyes and like the middle of the mouth is, just so I know where that is. Alright. Another point about this pattern in particular, I think I I cut the seam on the forehead too deep, so I'm just gonna stop up a couple inches higher, so it's not so noticeable where it meets. Like, so with this one, it's nice and not noticeable because I probably put it up like a couple inches higher. Alright, I think now we pretty much got this pattern in place. I cut the armholes a little bit higher up so we can wrap the fabric around it. But that seemed to be the only issue with pattern I cut out going in. We cut the slit in the back. Right here, we're gonna have to add a flap to this. Basically, you just need a rectangular strip of fabric. I put it on the left side of the flap, and that's where you'll put your Velcro on, so you can Velcro it to this side of the slit. We'll just have to sew all our seams that we pinned together, and then once they're all sewed together, we'll shove the foam into this, and it should fit the way it is right now. And then we start super gluing the corners of the fabric into the arm and leg holes in the mouth and the eye. I'm not actually going to go through the sewing part. It's, if you know how to sew, I'm not here to teach you how to sew. So this is a pretty basic sewing task. It's just to sew your seams together. Yeah, and now after this I'm gonna go and go over the details that are left to put onto the pickle. Alright, exciting, right? We're almost there.